that leaders are telling police to have more of a hands-off approach when it comes to dealing with public drug use.
KIRO 7's Jason Salas is live downtown right now. And Jason, you have been working all day to get some clarification on this. So what did you find out?
Well, it's definitely a little hazy on what the intended message is with that policy. And today, the mayor and police chief were not all that eager to help clear things up. The Seattle Police Department battling what it calls misinformation about policy on public drug use. Sunday night, the Seattle Police Officers Guild released a statement implying the city is telling officers to not arrest people for open drug use, saying the recent naive, ignorant political decision to not arrest offenders for open drug use in the city of Seattle is horrifically dangerous and will create more death and societal decay. Monday, SPD sent us an email saying its policy on public drug use has not changed. But a New Year's email from Chief Sean Barnes explains all charges related to drug possession and or drug use will be diverted from prosecution to the Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion or LEAD program, which is designed to redirect low-level offenders in King County from the criminal justice system into supportive social services. Mayor Katie Wilson also released a statement saying, "You'll know when I announce a policy change because I'll announce a policy change."
Right there, she told you. There's no change. And the current policy is open drug use is okay. Do you know how crazy it is to just see people out in the open in groups in the middle of the day just doing drugs? That shows you that there's no real arrest going on. Also shows you that this is their policy. Openly use of drugs, it's okay in Seattle. I've known people that have been there and they said that's the norm. It's equivalent to Skid Row in Los Angeles. Skid Row, open use of drugs. These people are being filmed for national news coverage, and they don't care. They're probably not even aware that there are people there recording them. Open drug use is a policy that the Democrats want because they like everything is free. We're carefree. We're just going to rehabilitate them. You're not rehabilitating these people. You need to put them in jail for the open drug use. That's it. The policies in Seattle is the same in all these other Democratic cities and states. Horrible. Why you think everything is so bad there? And then they want to say that people are being racist or they're not being sincere when it comes to drug use. But you're the ones that are allowing them to openly use it. This mayor's got to go. She just started and she's already on the bad track.
As the city attorney.
But at Monday's swearing in for new city attorney Erica Evans, Chief Barnes declined to talk with us, and the mayor was not in the mood to clarify the confusion when we pressed her.
I think we're not doing interviews right now. Thank you.
Can you expand on what this brought about?
Not right now.
But the new city...
Okay, now compare that to Trump. This man does interviews left and right, impromptu interviews. He'll just be walking, they'll ask him a question, he'll answer it. You may not like his answer, but he answers it. She doesn't even have anything to say. Why? Because that's the policy in Seattle. Open use of drugs. These Democrats, these leftists, they want a policy to where everything is free. No carefree world. We're all smoking. We're all having sex. Nothing's going on. We don't care about AIDS. We don't care about any kind of STDs. We don't care about the safety of everyone else. All they say is lies. This is nuts. This is not a safe environment for anyone that lives in Seattle. Open drug use? Clearly, if the national news is talking about it, and this is ABC, a liberal station, if they're talking about it, that means it's getting out of control. And it's a danger to anyone that visits and or lives in Seattle.
The attorney had this to say.
Officers still have the discretion to make arrests. What we're just saying is we're going to follow the law, and the law says that folks that are arrested for using drugs in public, they should be put into LEAD or a diversion program or model to make sure that they're not back out on the streets again.
Into a program that will.
She don't even know what to say because she's lying. If there was an actual policy where officers were encouraged and sized to lock these people up for open drug use, they wouldn't. That the numbers would skyrocket. You wouldn't see all these people gathering. Look at this man bent over, slumped over.
Kick it and
Andrea Suarez, founder of We Heart Seattle, an organization focused on city cleanup and drug intervention, says the city's moving in the wrong direction with a diversion program that doesn't deliver.
I believe this sends a message that, again, to come to Seattle for a drug-friendly culture with not a lot of accountability and teeth to arrest and prosecution.
Now,
when you have policies like this, where it's known that this is okay, what do you think is going to happen? People around the U.S. are going to flock to that location in order to get away with it. It's the same thing as with crime. When people were in D.C., before Trump had the National Guards there, D.C. was known of crime. People would flock there because they know crime is okay. You'll get off with the slap on the wrist. Same as Chicago, same as New York. All these democratic places where crime, drugs are just free and clear, you can use, and you may get a slap on the wrist, you may not. What do you think is going to happen? Everyone that wants to participate in taking drugs and or crime will flock to that location. And then what's going to happen? You're going to have businesses leave. Then you're going to have the upper class eventually leave, and it's going to be down to the middle and lower class, and property taxes will rise. Chicago. DC was headed that way until Trump took over. Memphis was headed that way until Trump, and I give them credit, the governor of Tennessee, he stepped in and said, no, we're going to change. We need Memphis to be way better than what it is. These people do not care. Let's look at another source.
New tonight, city leaders insist allegations that the Seattle Police Department will no longer arrest people suspected of open drug use in Seattle are not true. They call the allegations misinformation. This controversy surfaced after a leaked email from the police chief to the department's officers. KOMO's Michelle Esteban went to City Hall for answers and to confront the city attorney sworn into office today about prosecuting those cases. Michelle.
Molly, I learned that actually all of this began with this memo from the city attorney's office. In short, it says the city is going to lean into a Seattle ordinance, all in an effort to treat drug use with diversion programs while reserving criminal charges for cases where diversion may not work. From Seattle's top cop to Mayor Katie Wilson and now the newly sworn in Seattle City Attorney Erica Evans, all three insist allegations that Seattle cops were ordered to halt open drug arrests are not true.
Nothing's changing in terms of policy. Officers still have the discretion to make arrests for folks using. All we're saying in our office is we're going to follow the law
and lean into a city ordinance.
These people are doing this in the middle of the day, sharing drugs, sharing pipes, sharing needles, smoking, not a care in the world, oblivious to the national news media out there filming them. This is out of hand. All three of them, they need to be investigated, because how are you going to keep your city safe if you have an open drug use policy? I didn't see any arrest. I saw officers there. No one's getting arrested. These people here, no one's getting arrested. Wouldn't you think after this is nationally televised that you're going to see more troops more officers on the ground arresting these people? No, they're still out there smoking, sharing drugs, making it dangerous for people who are going to work or taking their kids to school, kids going to school. What kind of policy is this? What kind of democratic policy is going on? Like, do they hate America that much that they want an open drug use? And if it's okay in this city, then they're going to try to implement it in each and every city and state as they go along. And they're going to try to hit you with this is racist, or, hey, they need help. We're not going to arrest them. We're going to get some rehabilitation thing going on. Do you know how hard it is for someone who's using drugs at that amount of drug use that they're using to just get off with rehabilitation? One, they got to want to do it. Two, it's a lot of taxpaying dollars that's going to go into that, which you're causing because you have an open damn policy.
already on the books that emphasizes treatment over prosecution.
We got to look at this problem as if this was a loved one that's suffering, and what is the right response?
I asked the police chief directly about it. He insists nothing has changed when it comes to police continuing to make drug-related arrests. But that's not how the police union interpreted it. An internal email from the chief to officers released by the Department of Como reads, effective immediately, all charges related to drug possession and or drug use will be diverted from prosecution to lead.
This is a leaked email.
LEAD is the Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion Program. It emphasizes treatment over prosecution, and it aligns with the city attorney's campaign promise to prioritize diversion over prosecution.
The dumbest program ever. Basically, you're going to try to rehabilitate these people. It's not going to work. That clearly shows that what the union is saying is true, and what these government officials in Seattle are telling you, the mayor, the police chief, clearly they're lying. They are lying in front of your face. They are bold because they've been doing this for so long. The powers that be for the Democratic Party are empowering them to do this because it's all about money. This is because of money, and they don't care who suffers. This is ridiculous. We're going to go to another source where they actually interviewed the newly appointed mayor of Seattle.
In her first week as mayor of Seattle, Mayor Katie Wilson is already facing questions about the enforcement of open-air drug use. Fox 13's Alejandro Guzman sat down with the mayor one-on-one.
Well, we had an interesting kerfuffle this morning around SPD, as I'm sure you're aware. Not to bring that up right off the bat, but you asked.
Walk me through what happened.
But to
She
me, this whole
sounds
episode
goofy.
just kind
So
of
goofy.
underscores how rumors work. So, there has been no policy change. We have discussed no policy change.
Come on, people. Can you take her seriously as your mayor in Seattle? Look at her. She's laughing, goofing off. Like, what's so funny? There's nothing funny about this. They're asking you about this policy, this open drug use policy, if it changed or if it didn't change, and you're giggling and laughing about it. This is what you guys voted for.
And somehow we woke up to the news this morning that we had made a policy change. So, yeah.
Seattle Police Officers Guild President Mike Solon has already called this policy direction that we know there's no change in policy here, quote, suicidal empathy. He's, as a new mayor of the city, how do you plan to lead a police force where the union leadership seems to be openly hostile towards your platform?
Well, maybe Mike Solon and I need to sit down for a good talk.
As you mentioned that there's...
Was it me or she didn't answer the question? We're going to listen to the interviewer ask her the question again and see if she answers.
City here, quote, policy direction that we know there's no change in policy here, quote, suicidal empathy. He's, as a new mayor of the city, how do you plan to lead a police force where the union leadership seems to be openly hostile towards your platform?
Well, maybe Mike Solon and I need to sit down for a good talk.
So she doesn't have an answer to it. No answer. No plan, no answer. No, hey, we need to discuss this, and this, and have some kind of plan A, B, or C. Even though he doesn't agree with what we're doing, we can somehow come to a compromise and do this, and that. We just sit down and talk. That's not a plan. Oh my God.
You mentioned that there's no current policy change now. I don't know if there will be in the future, but I know that you previously mentioned that you're very excited to be working with the new current city attorney, Erica Evans, and she signaled that she's not going to enforce soda or soap zones. So if open air drug use continues in the downtown core, what is plan B to maintain public order before World Cup tourists arrive here in the city of Seattle?
Yeah, and I think, I don't want to speak for City Attorney Evans, but I think what we've seen with the soap and soda orders is that they're not necessarily the most effective way to address our drug hotspots. And so, the areas downtown, 12th and Jackson, other areas in the city where we have open air drug use and, related activity, those are going to be a very, very high priority for my administration. We have to do better, right? And so there's a range of strategies. mean, there's some good work already going on, but we're going to be working really closely with our police department, with service providers, with the LEAD program to try to, first of all, prevent these drug hotspots before they form. But then we're going to be working really closely to make sure that we are as much as possible disrupting that activity and getting people the help that they need.
She ain't gonna do nothing. She ain't gonna do nothing. All she gonna do is let it go. She's gonna let this go off about a week or two where the attention is away from Seattle and it's gonna be back to normal. You have open prostitution there. You have open drug use. They coincide with each other. Seattle is going down in the dumpster. They are a failed city already. This is incredibly sad for the people that live in Seattle that are not partaking in this, who just want to have a safe, free environment. You got this lady encouraging open drug policies. She's not going to do anything. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm Terrence Manning. This is my Thoughts Uncut. I appreciate you guys for watching. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on all notifications. Peace.